Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we'll talk about food packaging. So let's get started. So previously we talked about MAP and CAS. So if you haven't watched my previous video, do check it out. So moving with today's video, so with beneficial effects of proper CA storage. So what is CA in this? CA stands for controlled atmosphere. So we'll talk about some of the beneficial aspects for proper controlled atmosphere storage. So moving on. So some of the beneficial effects of proper CA storage can be delayed softening and mealiness, which can occur in apples, pears, tomatoes, delay touching such as asparagus, and we have chlorophyll retention, apples, pears, leaf vegetables, and insect control such as less of oxygen and elevated CO2. So these are some of the important effects or beneficial effects of proper control atmosphere storage. So these are which happens mainly for delaying softening and mealiness, delaying in toughening, and very sorry if I spelled it wrong previously. Also, we have chlorophyll retention, we have insect control. So these are four important beneficial aspects for proper control atmosphere storage. So moving with this. So talking about some more beneficial aspects which can be inhibition of the browning of cut surface, which can be from cut fruits and vegetables. We have better flavor retention on pineapples and cabbage mainly. We have reduction of disorders and decay in berries, and we have high nutritional value after storage. So which is the vitamin C content is generally high, which you do not find in nowadays what all food we get in the market. So the vitamin C content is especially very less. So this is a very important aspect that helps to contain the vitamin C percentage in a food by proper controlled atmosphere storage. So we have given, I've provided you certain examples for certain different types of aspects such as flavor retention is mainly observed in pineapples and cabbage. We have reduction of disorders and decay which can be observed in berries, and the list goes on. So talking about the detrimental effects of CA. So definitely if this is a good method, so it must be having certain drawbacks. So that to scientists get a chance to improve on certain methods that we have here. So moving on with the detrimental effects of CA, and also it's above or below optimal composition of the commodity. So with this, so some of the detrimental effects of CA can be it may cause irregular ripening of foods, which can be observed in banana, mango, pear, and tomatoes. And oxygen level can be observed below 2% and CO2 above 5% for 1 month, more than a month. So which may cause irregular ripening of foods. So it may cause certain physiological disorders as well. It may enhance anaerobic respiration and development of off flavors. Also may cause susceptibility to decay. So these are some of the drawbacks that we have through storing at controlled atmosphere conditions. Also this point is very interesting that O2 levels if kept below 2% and CO2 levels are kept above 5% for more than a month, so definitely it will not cause a proper ripening of foods. So it should be a less than a month for proper ripening of foods. So definitely this is a drawback again. With some more of them, so we have some of the examples of injuries regarding controlled atmospheres. So some of the crops can be crops or fruits can be apples, we have banana, we have green beans, cabbage, cherry, mango, and the CO2 injury level varies with different food items, such as for apples it is more than 3%, for Fuji it is more than 5%, and for green beans it's more than 7%. We have for cabbage we have more than 10%. For cherry we have more than 30%, and for mango we have more than 10%. So CO2 injury symptoms. So how do we observe it? So how do we know that the plant is suffering from this symptoms or this type of injury? So it is due to yeah, it can be observed with the help of seeing the fruit, which can be observed by seeing its internal browning, which can be green fruit softening, off flavors, discoloration of inner leaves, and all of these factors we are generally observed in fruits. So these are some of the important drawbacks, as you can see, which are observed. Also, we have some of the oxygen injury levels, which are more or less similar in every food items, which varies from 1 to 2%. Especially for green beans, it's less than 55%, and cabbage it's less than 25%. And it's the same thing. The symptoms are more or less the same. It has an alcoholic taste. It has off flavor. It has skin discoloration. So these are some of the examples of controlled atmosphere injuries that are observed in certain food items due to CO2 and oxygen injury levels. So due to it can be due to less CO2 levels and more of oxygen levels, or vice versa, which is for a longer period time, which is not good for a food. So some of the examples that we have here. So some of the storage disorders, as you can see. So this is the low oxygen injury. So less of optimum oxygen presence in the food. So this may cause low oxygen injury, as you can see. We have internal CO2 injury. So it's the brown heart. So these are certain fruits which you can see these type of injuries are caused, which are known as brown hearts. We have low temperature breakdown. So due to less appropriate temperatures provided to the food, we have low temperature breakdown. We have external CO2 injury. So we talked about the internal one. Now we have the external one. So you can see the fruit and you can observe the disorder accordingly. So with this, so talking about some of the disadvantages as in whole. Some of the disadvantages are it is very expensive and the temperature control is very much required. Different gas composition for each type of product is required. Also special operation and operator training required. Also once pack opens or leaks, the benefits are lost. So when the pack seal is open, the benefits all of the seal benefits are lost within. So these are some of the general disadvantages which you can see in most of the uh, conventional methods as well. So moving on with this, so talking about some of the recent developments in this process. So the recent improvements include maintaining CA or maintaining controlled atmosphere during transport in refrigerated marine containers. So during transport, it is done through refrigerated marine containers. We have controlled atmosphere transport of banana permits the harvest at a more fully mature stage. So the thing is done at a more fully mature stage, and in addition to controlled atmosphere, there is also a continuing increase in the use of plastic films and MAP. So you can just basically we can just amalgate 2-3 packaging systems to make it an effective one. So these are some of the recent developments in this field. Talking about MAP. So we just talked about MAP, which can be amalgated or which can be combined with CA to make it a better process. So talking about the modified atmosphere packaging or MAP, so which involves the modification of the headspace gas in the package in order to prolong the shelf life of the product it contains. Also, the greatest use of MAP is for fresh cut products to maintain 2 to 5% of CO2 and 8 to 12% of CO2. And it is also possible to improve gas control in MAP by adding absorbers of ethylene, carbon dioxide and oxygen. So this is another improved method, as you can see. So it's a better packaging system than the controlled atmosphere. So it maintains the good gas proportion so that the food has a longer shelf life and it does not get spoiled. So moving on with this. So talking about the some of the absorbers that we talked about right now in MAP. So MAP contains certain absorbers which absorb certain harmful gases which should not be present in the food. So certain oxygen absorbers can be if the oxygen content is higher, so certain absorbers can be iron powder is used commercially as the active ingredient. Also we have carbon dioxide absorbers, which is lime or the freshly hydrated high calcium lime, and we have activated charcoal, magnesium oxide. So these are certain carbon dioxide absorbers, and we have ethylene absorbers as well. Ethylene absorbers can be potassium permanganate, builder clay powder, hydrocarbon and silicons. So these are certain MAP based absorbers, as you can see. So different it varies with different type of gases. So let's just keep this video till here. I'll be back with another video very soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a big thumbs up, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.